Hello, dear students. We are back with you with another term of EVS. We begin with the Unit 6. Be safe everywhere. Is safety an important lesson? Yes, because life is very precious, no? Every human being is very precious. They have some big task on this earth. So it's important that their life is protected. So let's look at a few ways that we can protect ourselves. So we'll begin with protection or safety at home. So what are the things that you should do to be safe at home? Home is the safest place, right, on earth. But there are a few things that you need to keep in mind so your house can be totally safe. Number one, you do not play with fire. Okay? Have you heard that from your parents, your elders, your grandparents? Don't play with fire. Don't play with matches. Don't come near the stove when it is on. Yeah? So fire is a no. Okay? The second thing is do not use sharp objects. Always take the help of an elder. They will cut it for you, be it a knife or a scissors. Okay? Knife, scissors, hammer, nails. Okay? Any of these things, needles, they're all sharp and it will cause a cut or a wound, and so be safe by not using them. Always take the help of your elders. The next safety that you can remember to do at home is do not leave your toys or other things on the floor. It can be you or it can be your elders who might trip on the toys and fall and cause a big hurt. So if you see something on the floor which should not be there, pick it up and move it aside. That's the third thing. What is the next thing that you can do at home to be safe is do not lean over balconies. That is in your flat or in your homes, wherever, if there is a balcony, if there is a terrace, make sure you don't lean, because if you lose balance, then you can fall over. There have been a lot of stories that or things that have happened to people in the past. That's why parents and your teachers and all warn you. Okay? What is the last thing that you need to remember? There are many things you can do as part of safety. Okay? But these are the few most important. Okay? Then, do not touch any medications. Do not, sometimes grandparents do have a few medications, or maybe your mom or your dad, even if they are vitamins, you should not take them. And that is about medicine. And there are other few general things like when the floor is wet, when the bathroom is wet, don't run, because slippery floor or a wet floor can cause a fall. So these are some of the basic things. You must have heard your parents say it. So next time when they say something, remember it's for your safety at home. So now safety on the road. So you step out of your house, you are going to play, or you're going to the school, or you're going to the shop, or you're visiting somebody. So you have to be using the road. And then there are a few safety rules that you have to keep at the roads. So the first one is follow the traffic rules. That is, when the police is telling stop, if there is a red signal, then they have to stop. All the vehicles have to stop. There are some places where there is a red signal or a red light and a green light even for pedestrians. Who are pedestrians? People who are using the road by walking. Okay, they are called pedestrians. So some places have a signal even for the pedestrians. So if there is a red on the red light, then that means the pedestrians should not cross at that time. That's the time vehicles are crossing. So they have to remember that. That is the first one. Second thing is, if there is a red signal, do not cross the road at that time. The third important thing is, we have to use the zebra crossing if we are pedestrians. Okay, we can't just cross on any part of the road because the vehicles, the cars, the buses, the bikes are all going in full speed. Okay, so it will cause you harm, and then it will also cause the other vehicles, the drivers also, danger. So you should not just cross anywhere. Where will we cross? Only on the zebra crossing. What if there is no zebra crossing? Then we walk till the place where there is a traffic signal. There is always a traffic police, and with the help of a traffic police, when the signal turns red for the cars, then you cross. Always remember that. The next safety rule: do not play on the roads. Do not play on the roads, because if you are playing on the roads, then you may not hear the sound of a vehicle or see the vehicle coming because you're enjoying your playtime. So even if it's a cycle that is going fast, it can still cause damage or danger. So do not play on the roads. Then when you are walking, always walk on the footpath. You must have seen there are roads, and then there will be a small barrier, and there will be a place for the pedestrians or the people who are walking to be safe. So you walk only on those footpaths. Okay. The last thing is, you can maintain safety on the roads if you follow the traffic rules. There are many traffic rules, there are signals, symbols. So if you know them, then when you are using the roads, then you will know this is meant for this. This means you should not park your car here. This means you should not cross here. So there are a lot of traffic rules. We have to maintain them. Then the next one is safety in the vehicle. So when we are traveling in a bus or a car or a bike or even a train, there are a few safety rules. If we keep them, then we can avoid a lot of dangers. What are they? Do not put any part of your body, your head especially, or just to see something, or your hand. Do not put anything. There have been so many dangerous things that have happened when people have put their head or their hand out of the vehicle, bus, car, anything. Do not. It's very, very dangerous. So next time, will you remember? Don't put your hands, legs, head, anything out of the bus or the car or the vehicle you are traveling in. Your life is so precious. So you can even, park the car to the side and go and see that scenery or anything that you are so, excited to see. So stop the vehicle, use the correct parking methods and use the footpaths and go and see the thing, but do not put your hands off head outside. Okay. The next one is, do not get off a moving bus. Even if it's in such a hurry, do not. Even if you think the school is reached, the bus is moving slowly, don't jump out of the bus. Never, never, never. Okay. Let the bus come to a full stop and then you jump out of the bus. Then the next thing is, make a queue when you wait for the bus. Of course, this is something that you do in the school. Your teachers tell you, and the people who take care of you tell you, please stand in a queue, please stand in a queue, and don't push each other, because dangerous things can happen. So always make a queue when you stand to board the bus. The last thing while traveling in a vehicle is, do not distract the driver. Do not distract the driver by showing something. See this, look at this, look there, or keep talking to the driver. No. Then the driver's attention is diverted from the road to the things you are showing or about the things you're talking. So please do not do that. Okay. Do not distract your dad as they are driving, or your mom, or your uncle, or your grandparents, anybody. Okay? And do not direct the attention to anything else. So that brings us to the next topic. Safety while using pool. Don't you all enjoy a swimming pool? Yes, in a hot summer day, if we can have access to a pool, we all would love it, right? We can cool ourselves off, we can play some games, yeah? So it's important that you follow some rules to keep yourself safe and also others. Number one, because you are a child, at least until you are, past your teenage years, you should not go alone to the pool. Please do not go alone to the pool. Always have your elder who's with you. The second thing is use the that is the floating tube. So it gives you the protection. It's always floating, it doesn't drown, right? So use that. It's good and extra safety and protection for you. And the third and the last important safety rule is do not go to the deep end of the swimming pool. Always a pool has a children's area where the pool is very shallow or there is less water, and then there is a deeper portion where elders can swim. So make sure you do not go there. Do not go there. Even if somebody calls you, just remember it is not safe for you. You will not be able to handle the deep portion of the pool. You may drown. Children, it's not safe. Okay? So remember these three rules. Always have an elder. Use your floaties or use your tube, swimming tube. And the last thing is never go to the deep end of the pool. So what if something happens, an injury or somebody falls? What do? First thing is if you know some elder, bring them. The first thing that they can do is give first aid. First aid. That means first help. Okay, even before they can go to a hospital, you give them the survival treatment. Okay, that is just to help them get out of the danger and then take them to the hospital for the rest of the treatment. So first aid is very, 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 very important. Okay, so many lives have been saved because of first aid. Even for when some people have heart attacks, first aid has really helped them. Okay, the first help that you give for a person who is injured. Okay, the next thing that you should remember is get immediate help. Okay, and don't let people crowd around the person who is hurt, because that person needs oxygen, right? So do not crowd around the person. Get help immediately. Okay, send somebody, run, get help. Okay, the next thing is keep calm. If we are also anxious, the person who's injured will be really anxious and will get into real serious problems. So keep calm. What is the next thing that you can do as a first aid, as a person who is going to administer first aid? Call a doctor. That is so. So since you are a child, you can call an elder and the elder can call a doctor. Okay, it's very, very, very important that you get an elder, somehow call anybody who's nearby to help you. Okay, then they'll call the doctor or the ambulance, and you can save a life by just one small thing you are doing. Okay, so that is why it's very important for you to know what is first aid, what are the things I should do, what are the things I can do for a person who's injured. Okay, so that is why you're learning first aid in class 2 itself. Okay, now you're old enough to help another person as well. Your small act might save a person's life. Okay, what is next? For small cuts and wounds, you have to, first thing is get it washed before any germs or any dirt particles get in. Those will cause infection later. So first thing is wash it thoroughly with clean water and put an antiseptic solution. Now, antiseptic solution and all those things are available in a first aid kit. Okay, a first aid kit. First aid kits are there in buses, first aid kits are there in schools, in your classroom sometimes if it's a big classroom. So a first aid kit is something very, very important. Even shops are supposed to have it. Okay, so it's very important. So what are the things that we learned about first aid? Let's review. It's the assistance given to any person suffering from a sudden illness or injury before he is taken to the hospital. So these are the things that you remember if you are giving first aid or if you are injured. First aid kit. What is a first aid kit? Have you ever seen one? Do you know what all are there in a first aid kit? Now, first aid, as we said, is the first help or the initial help you give to a injured person or a person who is having a sudden illness even before they go to the hospital. So, you should be having some important things in a first aid box in order to help the person. So, let's take a look at what they are.